Many modern web applications rely on one-time passwords or two-factor authentication being sent via email. And this poses a challenge for testing it. You have two options really. One is you alter the application under test to give us access to that code, which we can then use to verify the code. However, that means we're altering the application and isn't actually the true end-to-end flow, which in production would be that we generate the code, put it in an email, send the email via whatever provider the application uses, and the user at the end receives that email. So in order to really test this programmatically, we need to take advantage of Mailinator. Let's have a look how to do it. So here I built myself a basic application. It mimics one-time passwords, sends them via an email provider, and allows us to verify the code afterwards. So what we're going to do is we're going to use Mailinator to do this. So I already have a private domain on Mailinator, so I'm just going to say testing@bradshaw.testinator.com. And if I click send verification code, my application now is going to send a two-factor authentication code to that email. So if I pop over to Mailinator, you can see the email is already there. Mailinator is super fast. And we can see that the code is 463351. So if I go back to my test app, 463351, and click verify, we can see that we have successfully verified our account, which is fantastic. Now, if this was an application like the ones you're all using, that email address will now be gone, right? That account's created, no one can sign up for that again. So let's say you wanted to test another account. If you weren't using something like Mailinator, you would have to go and create another email address. However, thanks to Mailinator's wildcard functionality, what we can do is we can just do testing1@bradshaw.testinator.com, and I'll send the code to that email address. And because that's my domain on Mailinator, my verified domain, if I go back into here, there it is, testing1, do not reply. So the code is 120982. So I can go in here and do 120982. Email successfully verified. So what that shows us is with the wildcard functionality, we have unlimited inboxes at our disposal. So we don't have to worry about generating loads and loads of email accounts because Mailinator will just take care of it for us. This allows us to test as many permutations as you want, be flexible with your data, and keep testing all those critical paths. So this works for doing it as a human from an exploratory point of view. But what about an API? And this time we're going to do testing again at bradshaw.testinator.com. I'm going to send that. And what we're going to do is we're going to go and check the actual inbox first, just in the UI, so you can see that there's no tricks. So there's the email come in, 505895. And what I've created here is myself a little script. So we'll just run the script. And there we go, 505895. And what this has done, as it's used Mailinator's API and my private API key, because I've got a verified or planned business account, and I've called my inboxes and said, go and get me the inbox testing@bradshaw.testinator.com, because that was the inbox name that I gave. And as we saw in my inbox, there's two accounts. I got it to get the last email, and then I said, I want you to see if you can find a 6-digit code. Just use as a regex in the code itself, and there you go. It has pulled out that code. So if we go back to my website, 505895, just to prove that it works, we have successfully verified it. So this shows us the power of utilizing Mailinator. We have those unlimited inboxes, rapid retrieval of those codes. We're not going to get any timeouts when it comes to trying to test these applications. We're not running around trying to find passwords for different inboxes. We're not losing time creating a load of email addresses. We can take advantage of the wildcard and we can test as many permutations as we would ever need. So there you have it. That's the power of the inboxes and how you can use the API to test two-factor authentication.